Hello students and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to give you an overview of your final task in this unit in our last part, module 3, week 3, and this is your performance task where you're going to make a recipe screencast. You're not actually going to be baking, but you could get a little creative if you wanted. So, the learning target for this specific task is I'm going to design a presentation to show what I believe is needed for a successful colonial resistance movement. So you're going to create a recipe for resistance presentation. And in this presentation, you're going to be scored on including 3 or more ingredients that use historical evidence. And you're going to follow guidelines for quality multimedia presentations. More specifically, what is a screencast? You're actually watching a screencast recording right now, and you've watched a lot of them in my class. A screencast recording is a video recording of your device screen. Usually they're used as popular ways to demonstrate how to use software, to use technology, or to do something. If you watched any YouTube videos or wondered how to use a piece of software, you've probably used a screencast before. They're also helpful for recording presentations, creating professional development, and for making projects. A lot of businesses use screencasts to deliver webinars and training to their employees, but also as a way to send resources if maybe you can't meet live in person. Recipes and screencasts are going to be your focus, and you're basically going to be capturing your own idea on a video screencast recording, like what I'm doing right now. Why should you use screencasts? Well, why should you make a recipe? I call it a recipe, but it's really your own claim and persuasive argument, just with a little bit of a fun twist on it. We've been looking at all of these different groups, so the idea is that you pick some of the different pieces of ingredients that you saw as being the perfect concoction for a successful resistance movement. You're going to be making your own personal take on this. You're going to be pulling research for your recipe, getting some screencast ideas by making a slideshow presentation. A lot of the times when we watch a cooking show or a cooking demo, they do a little bit of a YouTube tutorial and they're showing you elements. You're going to be kind of modeling that in a short presentation that makes your claim and your argument and what you think is important to have for a successful resistance movement. Screencasts are a common, effective way for us to learn information anyway. Like I said, it's popular for you, and video screencasts are a leading instructional tool. Tips to give you when making your screencast presentation. Outline your information first on paper or on a slideshow before you actually start recording and making things official. It's helpful if you create your slides and edit them as you go, but also make a script of what you plan to say that maybe won't be included on the slides. As we know, when we make slideshow presentations, you're not going to write out on that slide every piece of information that you're saying, like what I'm doing right now. Slides are supposed to be there as a visual resource for your audience, not a entire support tool for you when you present. There's nothing that's more boring than watching someone read word for word off of a slideshow presentation. You should use proper grammar and spelling in your slideshow and in your content. And it's helpful if you practice before you present to me on your video recording and before you make your recording official. And ask questions if you get stuck. This is the prompt and really the question I want you to consider when you make your project. What makes a strong colonial resistance movement? Why and how do you know? Your specific task is that you've been hired as a consultant, and you're going to be creating your own recipe for successful colonial resistance movement as this consultant. The idea is that we're living in a time frame where there's a lot of different groups that are wanting to seek freedom from colonial rulers and those who've had power over them for years. And you're creating, based on what you studied in history, what you believe is the guidebook for a successful resistance movement based on events you studied in the past. You're going to demonstrate that in a screencast information recording, so it's a little bit easier and more bite-sized for your audience to receive. You're going to explain your claim, really your recipe, your stance on things, using reasons and evidence. And that evidence, as always, should be based on historical context and historical references. You should reference them on a references slide. So how are you going to do this? As always, you have a little bit of choice. The non-negotiable is that you do have to turn in a script on this. I really want you to practice mapping things out and having a clear idea of what you want to say before you say it. It'll be really obvious when I watch your video if you didn't make a script or if you didn't practice because you might be stuttering along or saying like or unsure of what to say. It helps ease the nerves. The choices that you have is what resource you want to use to make your presentation. You can use Google Slides and Screencastify, like what I'm doing right now. They're both tools that we use often in our district. Or you can use the animated presentation tool, Powtoon, which I've included an example and tutorial for how to use that as well. Couple of content pieces to make sure you include. Make a claim. That's the main piece here. You have to make a claim, which is an argument. You have to use reasons to support your claim. So if I say that I believe hot dogs are better than hamburgers, then I have to include reasons for that. And I have to have evidence to back up those reasons. All right. And I need to make sure that those pieces of evidence are cited as historical evidence, usually on a references page, and it should be based on resources that we studied in class. You should shed light on the era of imperialism in Africa specifically. Yes, it'd be fantastic if you were very well versed in all of these different resistance movements in history and you wanted to pull from France and Spain and the United States, but we're really focusing on our unit of study, which was from 1400 to 1900 in Africa. And I want you to reference that specifically many times if you can. Other pieces to include: proper spelling, grammar, mechanics as always. You'd have at least 3 pictures, more if you would like. A references slide with at least 3 citations, maybe more depending on how much evidence you would like to use and how many sources you use. Quality presentation characteristics. So using the 6x6 rule. So 6 lines on a slide and no more than 6 words on those lines. Just so you're making sure that you follow clear guidelines there. Making sure you have titles or headings on every single slide that are unique. Quality audio that is free from snaps and crackles and pops. No serial sounds in our audio recordings. And a script of the dialogue or things that you're going to say turned in with your project. And I've given you a template on that. More of those criteria pieces are outlined in the rubric, and I really recommend that you review that before you work on this assignment. My last bits of advice here, and as always, if you have more questions, let me know. Use our learning resources as historical evidence. You've probably examined about 17 to 20 different historical pieces of evidence at this point, all unique documents and pictures and videos. Use that at your disposal. Those are resources I curated for you for this culminating assignment. I would also make sure that you leverage the power of peer reviews. We will have a built-in time in this week for you to get a peer review from another person and to give that peer review to someone else. Use that advice. It's good to have an outsider's perspective and a clean, fresh take on something you've been working on to make your stuff move forward. Practice before you record and use your script, and use the assignment rubric to self-assess and kind of as a way to check your work before you turn it in to me. And ask me if you have questions. I'm excited to see your final project, and I hope you get creative with your recipes.